Thank you. Is my mic working? Can you hear me loud and clear? Okay. I think the beauty of this place is that every time someone comes on stage to talk, they'll say that the last one was hard to follow. So it's very hard to follow my friend Haroon today and to say something that can get you more excited, that will get you more laughing. But let's see. I've been here in the UK for a few weeks now. And I don't want to break the rule of the land and definitely want to start my presentation by talking about the most important thing, the weather. So welcome, everyone, to this chilly but beautiful afternoon in London. My name is Simeen Kaleem. I'm one of the co-founders of Gramhal. My other two co-founders, Vikas and Achint. Guys, please raise your hand. Stand up. Are conveniently in the audience today and have fully entrusted me to do this by myself. I want us to start off with a quick question. Imagine all of you have Apple stocks. With a raise of hands, can you tell me how many of you would look at stock market before selling these stocks? Okay, almost all of you. Selling these stock affects your income directly, and you need data to make this decision. Now, let's look at this.
क्या किसान को फसल बेचने से पहले मंडी भाव पता लग पाता है?
नहीं करते जी।
नहीं लगता जी।
नहीं पता, और जो भाव व्यापारी लेता है उस भाव को हम बेच लेते हैं।
अरे जो भी गया माल बेचने के लिए गांव को धोखे कोई भी किसान, तो उससे हम पूछ लेते क्या रेट बेचा भाई, तो उन्होंने बताया कि जी रेट बेचा। अब हम आगे अब हम भी आते हैं, तो अब घाटा मुनाफा जो भी अब बेचना पड़ता है, किसान लोग पैसे रहते नहीं।
अब ये यहाँ पर आते हैं दो चार व्यापारी, प्राइवेट व्यापारी, तो वो उनसे पूछते हैं भैया क्या रेट चल रहा है। उसने बताया कि भैया मक्का 1800 में चल रहा है, कोई कह रहा 1700 में चल रहा है, और नमी बता रही, फंगस बता रही। तो उस हिसाब से उन्होंने कहा रेट भैया तुम्हारा 1800 रुपये लगेगा, उसी हिसाब से दे देते हैं। मंडी की जानकारी लगती नहीं।
कुछ अटका जाती, गेहूँ बोते, कुछ भी करते हैं, मंडी के भाव को पता ही नहीं करते, बेच देते हैं मक्का।
So, even in this world of over-information and connectedness, over 100 million farmers in India don't have access to price crop data when they're making their sale decision. They are unfortunately making the most important decision of their income without this data. When a farmer in India is trying to sell her crop, she either gets this data from her family, her friends, her neighbors, or at worst, from the traders themselves who have conflicting interests. At Gramhal, we are trying to change that. We are on a mission to democratize data for farmers. Gramhal makes it easy for farmers to access hyperlocal, real-time, and reliable data. You can imagine our work as the pulley that fetches the price information from the data well and delivers it to farmers. With our app, farmers can look at market price information, they can compare trends, and they can look at prices. They can decide where and when they want to sell. Our impact study tells us something very powerful. Okay, sorry. Before we jump onto the impact, let me talk about how many farmers we work with. In the last 3 years, we have worked with 300,000 farmers and answered 13 million queries. And our impact study tells us that farmers have used this data for 3 things: when to sell, where to sell, and at what price. And our work has been especially beneficial for small and marginal farmers. Farmers at Farmgate have negotiated and earned 81% higher income on average. Very recently, I was in a small village called Chorai in central India for our HBS case study. Farmers of this village said something very powerful to me. They said 90% of this village uses your product. And for the first time, we have the power to negotiate, the power to push back, and the power to make our own decision. For the first time, there is symmetry between what we know and what the buyer knows. Well, as good as this sounds, there is some bad news for us. As we started scaling, we realized that the quality of our data was not as good. Farmers started giving us feedback that the price is old, unreliable, untrustworthy. And that is when we realized that this is a huge complex problem. It's like a puzzle that has many parts to solve for. As an organization, we are committed to solving all parts of this puzzle, and we have taken a systems change approach to it. As first step, we are working on data quality and trying to solve for it. We are doing two things for it. The first thing, we are working with the federal government of India, where we are trying to fix this data well with them, so that anyone who is trying to fetch any sort of data from this well gets the right kind of data. This work directly affects 25 million farmers across the country. The second thing that we are trying to do is harnessing the power of community. We are building a societal network where individual farmers contribute their own sale data in real time that other farmers in a region can see. But there was a test for us to see the value of the work that we're doing, so we put all of this behind a paywall, and we asked farmers to pay for it. In a short span of time, we have 2,000 farmers paying for price information. This is a small number. I know, I acknowledge. But it says a lot. It says that it's a testament to our work and the need for it, and the fact that farmers need and value accurate information and are willing to pay for it. With this work, we became the only organization in India that has farmers paying for market intelligence. And that's a big deal for us. Well, the reason we are on this journey today is because 3 people who are very passionate, slightly crazy, met. Vikas and I went to school together 10 years ago, and his passion for farmers' rights rubbed on me. Vikas comes from a farming household in Haryana, and he understands the challenges of farmers' lives very, very deeply. He's extremely proximate to the problem. Achint is a techie who, I don't know why, left his job in San Francisco, flew down to Chindwara, and joined us in starting Gramhal. I have been working at the intersection for data and decision-making for 10 years now. And there's one lesson that I've learned, that simple but catalytic pieces of information have the power to change income levels. And for us as a team, we are just getting started. Moving forward, with the power of our community and with the government work that we're doing, we are going to build an information stack. We are going to keep adding such pieces of catalytic information to our product. The reason we have come this far in this journey is because we have had the opportunity to work with some very phenomenal partners who have stood by us and who have put a lot of faith in us, in our experimentation, and the hypothesis that we wanted to run. So I want to give them a huge shout out today. But when we became part of 100X, we were pushed to think in billions. Not my fault. And also, this looks much crazy here. It was much better on my computer screen. It wasn't looking as dramatic. So 100X pushed us to think in billions. And we raised the bar for ourselves then. So by December 2025, we want to answer 1 billion queries per year and add an additional income of $1 billion to farmers' income annually. To do so, we want to evolve from just being a crop price platform to becoming a market intelligence platform for farmers across India. And for that, we need a tiny amount of $2 million in blended finance. So if you like us, if you like what we do, we invite you to have a conversation with us. Thank you so much.